G'day boys, welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we're looking at the best settings for FPS and visibility within the new update for Snow and the 1.8 release. I'm going to go through the settings really quickly and concisely so you guys can get straight back into your raids. You don't have to listen to me yap on, so go straight into your game tab under settings. I'm going to spin through these really quickly. So always shown, always shown, always shown. Polychrome if you want it colored, if you want it gray and red. You can run monochrome. That's for your character model health status, top left corner. Highlight available operations, everything auto, in raid only, hotkey, disabled, enabled, enabled. Continuous medkit healing, disabled, task item warning, enabled, wishlist item notifications, enabled, add auto wishlist, favorite recipes and zone upgrades, head bobbing, 0.2, FOV, personal preference, I run 70, automatic RAM cleaner. I would say if you have 16GB of RAM or less, you want to have this turned on at all times. Essentially, it just clears your RAM memory. If you're running 32GB and upward, I would say it's not necessary to have on. If you're having long gaming sessions and you want to clear your RAM, you can turn this on mid-raid and it will clear your RAM memory. And then you resume, play around for a few minutes, and then you can go settings and straight away turn it back off again. Under only use physical cores, this has to do with the amount of threads your CPU uses. Don't worry about that, it's really unnecessary. Just have that turned off. Under malfunction notifications, have that turned on. Reload hideout off, block group invites off, trading intermediate screen, get that on. Under graphics, I'll run your native resolution of your monitor, aspect ratio, personal preference. I often run 4:3, completely up to you. Borderless, I would say this is better when you're tabbing in and out of the game, checking your tasks. With all of the new main game task lines, I'm sure we're tabbing in and out, looking on Google how to complete the tasks. So I would recommend borderless. You can run full screen for better FPS, but what I run, your monitor. Now, I'm going to make this very simple. Texture quality, I have it on high. Essentially, the old medium is the new high. I tested from medium to high. My FPS did not change, even saw a slight, like 5 FPS increase, turning it from medium to high. So if you have a medium to high end PC, I would recommend high. For the texture quality, if you're running really low end, of course, put it down, all the way down. Shadows quality, again, just run that as low for better visibility. Object LOD quality, 2.5. Overall visibility, 1500. Clouds quality, this has no effect on your FPS, high. Anti-aliasing, TAA high. Volumetric lighting off. I personally run it off. When you're looking at someone with a flashlight, you're blinded a lot more, but it can make maps like Interchange much brighter, but you will see a FPS decrease with this turned on. NVIDIA DLSS off. If you want to run it on, I would recommend running DLSS preset K. I personally do not. Under the AMD presets, I don't have an AMD graphics card, so I have them both off. Feel free to play around with these, but I don't use them. Resampling, 1x off. HBAO, max performance. SSR on low. Anisotropic filtering on. NVIDIA Reflex low latency off. Under the disable game FPS limit, I personally, I have it just set to 144. Just run it to the native resolution of your monitor. Sharpness, 0.7. Lobby FPS 60, game FPS limit 144. Feel free to run this higher if you have a very high-end PC and you don't want to cap your frames with a higher end resolution, higher hertz monitor. Feel free to uncap that, but I personally cap it. High quality color. If you're running maps like labs, turn this on. Otherwise, have it off. Z-blow off. Chrome aberrations off. Noise off. Grass shadows off. And you want to be running the Streets Tarkov lower texture resolution mode on because of how badly optimized Streets is. It'll essentially reduce your texture quality to allow for better game performance. Post effects. Now, this is something I've been playing around a little bit with. Mostly focused on the inside of dark buildings. The exteriors, a lot of it's very bright with the snow, so you don't have to worry too much with the new snow update for seeing people in the tree lines because they are highlighted with the white background. But again, walking into dark buildings, this is what is most important. So again, with these settings, you have monitor settings, which I'll show you in a minute, which will make it even brighter than what you're seeing it on my screen. Brightness, 60. Feel free to drop that a little bit if you're finding it too glary on your screen. Clarity, 0. Luma sharpen on 70, adaptive sharpen 0, color grading Bayswater on 10, colorblind mode none, with obviously 0. I'm going to quickly run through it. I normally run about 80. I run my window settings lower, so doesn't really matter. Your overall volume is specific to your system. Interface volume 30, chat volume 100, music volume 0, hideout volume 0. And I'll let you just copy down the rest of them if you're interested in them. Controls, I'll just quickly scroll down my controls and feel free to stop and screenshot or copy them down as you will. Now my sensitivity, I run 0.21 hip and 0.12 aiming with 1600 DPI. Again, personal preference for sense. That's all of the settings in the game. I'm now going to quickly show you a few things outside of the game that are very important. You're going to hit the Windows key and type in NVIDIA control panel. Again, if you have an AMD graphics card, just try and copy these down as best as you can. Obviously, that will be quite similar, but not exactly the same. All right, for my NVIDIA boys, copy these ones down. These will give you very good clarity inside rooms. So brightness 67, feel free to play this around anywhere from like 55 to 67. Contrast 65, gamma 1.48, digital vibrancy 77%. Again, you can turn these down. I personally run with the night light on 24/7, which is something I'm going to show you now as well. With the new snow update, you will find the white snow may hurt your eyes or give you a bit of a headache or a bit too glary. I personally recommend the night light. It just reduces the intensity of the light on your eyes, allowing for, longer gaming without that problem. You don't have to run it, but I would highly recommend it. I run it on 50%. You don't have to have it that high. You can even run it as low as 20. You won't really see it through the recording software, but it does make the game look slightly orange. Again, just taking a bit of stress off your eyes. And I would highly recommend you guys try the night light out if you haven't already. All right, boys, that concludes the settings for today. I just want to say a massive thank you for watching through the video. Hopefully you found these settings useful and saw an improvement in both your visibility and FPS on your end. Again, boys, make sure you do like the video to help push this out to more legends like yourself. And don't forget to subscribe for more Tarkov content from me, boy. Have a blessed rest of your day, lads. Catch you next one. Cheers.